Hello and welcome to our very first Mindful Monday of 2024. If it's your first time joining us, feel free to type in the comments where you're coming from. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, you can also type there anything that you'd like to hear discussed in upcoming weeks. And also, if it is your first time joining us and you type the word mindful after the recording, I will go back and put in a link that you can follow if you'd like to receive our weekly free PDF cheat sheets, which are simply bullet points of what we cover in our actual recording, and as well, I should say, our recording that I created of releasing limiting beliefs. Got tongue-tied here today, first time of the new year. Anyway, today we are here to speak about the subconscious mind and why hypnosis can be so life-changing. And I decided to do this topic in honor of World Hypnotism Day, which was January 4th. So to begin with, the conscious or the waking mind makes up only about, they say, 5 to 10% of our mental potential. Well, the subconscious mind makes up the other 90 to 95%. So I printed out, which I do have the rights to, it's supposed to be an iceberg, but so this would be the water level. So you could think of the conscious mind as just being this, and the rest of your mind, the subconscious, is down there. Some people prefer the term unconscious to be more correct, but I prefer the term subconscious, but no, you can use them interchangeably, at least when speaking here. All right, so the conscious mind is also very limited. Meaning we can only focus on about, they say, 7 to 9 things, plus or minus 2, just to complicate it, but only about 7 to 9 basically things at one particular time. Well, the subconscious mind, actually, we know that it processes 40 million nerve impulses per second, so it's unlimited. The conscious mind also forgets, it requires willpower to focus, and of course, it needs sleep. Well, the subconscious mind actually never sleeps and it never forgets. It's recorded everything that's ever happened or you've ever taken in since the moment you were conceived. And actually, if you believe in past lives, then we'd say through all of time and history that you've experienced. So the conscious mind is that analytical part of the brain, and it compares, it contrasts, it makes decisions. The subconscious mind, however, is unlimited, and it sorts and it stores, but it cannot make decisions. So in fact, it really has no awareness of time. Now, it's always now o'clock. It's always the present moment for the subconscious. And the subconscious cannot distinguish between truth and untruth, or what's real and not real, which is why you might find yourself able to get angry over something that happened decades ago if somebody reminds you of it. Because this subconscious mind, it really only stores experiences as memory. So it's not actually factual, if you will. Now, the conscious mind, it gathers and it processes information from the environment. Well, the subconscious mind forms connections and links aspects of experience together and compounds familiar patterns. So it's recognizing patterns, if you will. The conscious mind uses the language of reason and logic and rationale, if you will, and it forms beliefs and expectations. While the subconscious mind, on the other hand, uses the language of image and emotion, so pictures, emotional words and phrases, and it holds on to our beliefs and our expectations. The conscious mind makes decisions based on story. So is it right or wrong? Is it true or false? Is it good or bad? Is it safe or unsafe? The subconscious mind runs on programs that we've been performing or learning all along. So it's kind of just this routine kind of thing. Now, the conscious mind uses thinking to override feelings, and it remembers by reassembling pieces of information that are stored in our memory. It also reconstructs information into interesting new ideas or meanings. Well, the subconscious mind, on the other hand, drives our behavior. And how could it not, really, if it's 90 to 95% of our minds? So it's driving our behavior. And it communicates with the conscious mind, but when it communicates with our conscious analytical waking mind, it uses symbolic language based on past experiences. And it can be implicit and explicit both. Now, the conscious mind, what it really wants is control, and its main directive is to achieve rewards, of course. The subconscious mind, on the other hand, likes to survive and thrive, and its prime directive is, of course, safety. It wants us to be protected. And that's why we all have this innate negativity bias, if you will, which means that the subconscious mind is always underneath everything, looking around for what might harm us, what's going to kill us, is there any danger, where's my next meal, where's my mate, you know? So it wants us to procreate to keep the species alive. So all of our basic needs basically are there. Now, when we utilize hypnosis, what we're doing is we're moving the critical factor, which is kind of like, you can think of it as like a gatekeeper or a guardian, out of the way to be able to really work more directly with our subconscious mind. And this helps us to get the subconscious mind and the conscious mind in alignment so as to release any limiting beliefs, old programming, old habits, things that no longer serve ourselves, you know, and also maybe to bring some healing to younger parts of ourselves, like inner child work kind of thing, so that both the conscious and the subconscious mind can work towards the same goals. And isn't it great to have, you know, a whole mind working towards what the things that we do want? So I like to say that if there's something that you can make worse just by thinking about with the conscious mind, then that means that hypnosis can be used most likely to make it better when we work with the subconscious mind. Of course, sometimes there's a medical referral needed if it's something that requires that, like or has a diagnosis. So I hope that's been useful for everyone. I hope everyone had a safe and wonderful holiday season, and I look forward to seeing you in a week. Have a great Mindful Monday.